Cobra Kai.
Kidding.
Bonsai! I'm the Cobra Kai Kid, and before creating Cobra Kai, Jon Hurwitz and Hayden Schlossberg were known for creating the Harold and Kumar movies. Just recently, I watched Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, and I noticed a bunch of Cobra Kai and Karate Kid Easter eggs, and keep in mind, this film came out in 2004, way before they created Cobra Kai, so some of the Cobra Kai and Karate Kid Easter eggs they implemented into this film were just because they were fans of the Karate Kid franchise, and not because they knew they were going to be making a sequel a bunch of years later. If you haven't watched Harold and Kumar, you should definitely check it out. Jon Hurwitz and Hayden Schlossberg, the creators of Cobra Kai, wrote this one, and it's such a good movie. Now, while there's some obvious Karate Kid Easter eggs in this film, I believe there were also some moments in Cobra Kai where they were taking influence from this exact film, because I see a lot of similarities, and I'm going to break down all the Easter eggs and all the references right now. So let's get into it. Now, while they may not be completely similar, Harold and Kumar definitely resemble Daniel and Johnny in a way. Harold is very restrictive, logical, and cautious about his work, similar to Daniel LaRusso. On the other hand, you have Kumar, who's more of the outgoing type, always cursing, always trying to have a good time and cause trouble, and that's similar to Johnny Lawrence. Next, we have a scene where Harold asks his neighbor Maria to hang out. The whole time we're rooting for Harold because he's saying the right things, he's making her laugh, and ultimately it ends with her agreeing to hang out with him. However, we then find out that none of that was actually real, and it was him just thinking what he wants to happen, similar to Cobra Kai Season 2, Episode 8, Glory of Love, when the episode starts with Johnny going to Carmen's apartment and kissing her. In the beginning, we think that sequence is real, but then we see Johnny in bed, and we find out that he's been dreaming the whole thing. Now, throughout the film, there's a group of guys who are always picking on Harold and Kumar, and they're driving around in their truck, similar to Kyler and his gang from Season 1, how they would always be picking on everyone, including Miguel, Demetri, and Eli. As they're driving to White Castle, Harold is smoking weed in the car, similar to how Moon and Yasmin were in Cobra Kai Season 1, Episode 5, Counterbalance. Now, this one is a huge Easter egg that I'm surprised that I even caught. When Harold and Kumar go to Princeton University, these two girls invite Kumar over to their dorm room to smoke. They tell him that they're in room 109, and 109 is where Miguel told Johnny he was living when he first moved in Episode 1 of Season 1, Ace Degenerate. Now, that is definitely an Easter egg, and that's a really good one. In order to get some marijuana, Harold and Kumar both disguise themselves as doctors in a hospital, similar to what Johnny Lawrence tried to do in Season 3, Episode 1, Aftermath, when he put on a doctor's jacket and tried to pretend that he was a doctor in order to go see Miguel. As Harold and Kumar are driving to White Castle, they pick up a hitchhiker who turns out to be American actor, singer, writer, producer, and television host Neil Patrick Harris. Neil Patrick Harris is known for his role as Barney Stinson on the show How I Met Your Mother. In one of the episodes of How I Met Your Mother, Barney Stinson says that Ralph Macchio's Daniel LaRusso is not the Karate Kid, but William Zabka's Johnny Lawrence is the true Karate Kid. That entire episode from How I Met Your Mother was made about 10 years after Harold and Kumar got released, so it's such a crazy coincidence that Jon and Hayden wrote Neil Patrick Harris into their movie Harold and Kumar, and then 10 years later in his show How I Met Your Mother, he would go on to say that William Zabka's Johnny Lawrence is the real Karate Kid, which is what Cobra Kai is primarily based around. It's the point that Johnny Lawrence isn't necessarily the bad guy, and that he is the Karate Kid in his own story. So it's just a major coincidence, or maybe you can say it's fate. When Harold and Kumar get a ticket for jaywalking, Harold has to apologize to the officer for Kumar's behavior, just like Daniel had to apologize to the hockey player for Johnny's behavior in Cobra Kai Season 4, Episode 2, First Learn Stand.
Let me apologize for my friend here. I'm very sorry.
I need to apologize for my friend here. He's a little unstable. We're working through it.
When the bullies of the film are picking on Harold and Kumar, Harold asks, "Why can't you guys just leave us alone?" And one of the bullies responds, "What are you gonna do about it, Mr. Miyagi?" And then he goes on to do some sort of weird version of the crane kick, but the fact that he referenced Mr. Miyagi is the biggest Karate Kid Easter egg in this film. When Harold and Kumar steal the truck of the guys that have been picking on them, the song "Hold On" by Wilson Phillips starts to play on the radio. Both Harold and Kumar are lightly singing the song because they're a little embarrassed to admit that they are a fan of it. And this scene must have inspired the Daniel and Johnny car scene from Cobra Kai Season 1 Episode 9 Different But Same, when Daniel and Johnny are driving together, singing "Take It on the Run" by REO Speedwagon together. Just like Harold and Kumar, Daniel and Johnny are both a little skeptical to sing in front of each other at first, but then they both just go all out, and this is definitely an Easter egg to that film. Right after that, we get a car chase sequence where a police officer is chasing down Harold and Kumar. This is similar to Cobra Kai Season 3 Episode 2, when Daniel and Johnny are involved in a car chase that involves looking for Robby. Those are some of the Easter eggs that I found from the Harold and Kumar movies that tie into Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid. Are there any more Easter eggs that I missed? Let me know in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe to Cobra Kai Kid and turn on all notifications to never miss a video. Hit the like button and share this video with your fellow Cobras, Eagle Fangs, and Miyagi-Dos. And also make sure to watch Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, written by Cobra Kai creators Jon Hurwitz and Hayden Schlossberg. I'll see you all next time on Cobra Kai Kid, and until then remember, Cobra Kai never dies.